good evening, folks. Welcome to the recording of the Wobbly Player Syndrome podcast. It is a 40k podcast. It is episode 59. If you haven't heard of us by now, well, what's wrong with you? As well as subscribe before we even got started. Too early. I didn't get to see the dancing marine or whatever was going to pop up. But thank you very much for the subscription for 27 months. Outrageous. Hang on, we've been doing this for 59 months. Where have you been for the other 32?
I'm pretty sure that was when you got partnered. Or affiliated, or whatever they call it in Twitch.
Yes.
Whatever the magic word is, I don't know.
Yeah, the bit that they say you got to take your money. Yeah. Which we use to sponsor this podcast and support it and, keep it hosted. I'm not retiring anytime soon, folks. But if you want me to retire, keep sending the money in. Anyway, welcome. I'm Red Belly. And we have... Oh, Greg, sorry. I usually say Red Belly, but it's the podcast tonight, isn't it? Not the stream. Hi, everyone. Okay, professionalism. We have Michael up here.
Hi, everybody.
We have Safe Work Mark over there.
Hey, everyone.
And we have King Stingray over there.
Good evening, all.
Just saw it was on your shirt. The little writing on it just reminded me of Ren and Stimpy. I don't know why, but that's what it did. But that's Anthony, by the way, folks.
Hi, all.
How is everyone?
Not too bad.
So we've got
Monday.
through 2022. Come on, that's an achievement in itself, isn't it?
We did. With lots of games. It was awesome.
There was lots of games. We'll get to the battle reports later because some big things that were happening in that. Yeah, it was good. No spoilers.
I think I literally only got 3 games, and I think in the last year I had 4 games cancelled
You
due to COVID.
qualified to be eligible for the wooden spoon, mate. You're good.
Yeah. No, I'm just like,
The Nurgle has been generous.
it's ridiculous how many times I lined up a game and one of us got COVID.
Sorry.
I've done it twice.
I don't want to ever go through that hell again.
Oh,
It
it
was-
was awful.
oh.
Truly.
Anyway, new year, 2023. The year of the rabbit, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at that. I know
There you go.
stuff. Yeah. I did see someone post up, it's the year the rabbit should be nice and simple. And they said, but this is the rabbit. It's the one from the Monty Python Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run away!
Yeah.
If what I've seen from the furry community is accurate, yeah, it's the year of the rabbit.
Oh, dear.
That took quite a turn.
Rollers Board Games. G'day, welcome. Rollers Board Games is a new part of the RLG group because they are the ones that gives us the games and part of the sponsorship, and so they've finally got their own channel up and running. So make sure you do follow Rollers Board Games. I can do a shout out. It's true. I remember how.
Trying to remember.
Two-finger types.
Clack, clack,
Yeah.
clack, 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 clack,
Oh,
clack, clack, clack.
And
Yeah, and it
that's
doesn't
just
help.
for...
Right. I'm a professional. There you go. It worked. There you go. Yeah. Hey, so do check out Roller Board Games on Twitch. He will be playing board games. I know. Surprise. It's great. Glad you're here. This episode 59, it is the January episode, so it is our traditional, our predictions, our wish lists, our dreams, our loves. Hang on. It is looking into the warp, what we think is going to happen this year. How do we think GW will treat us? Positive. Positive thoughts. Come on.
All right. So everyone,
New year.
as the year gets started, it's important that we let Games Workshop know what our safe word is.
Which then they'll trademark and change the name of it anyway. So
Yeah.
of course, before we get into the good stuff, we go to our regular stuff. Which Radio Mike is back. Oh my god, we were so lost last month.
Yeah, I was too sick to send you the list I'd made, and I felt bad. But I was lying in bed having trouble breathing, so I was just like, yeah.
Yeah. We didn't know if that was a good enough excuse, but we'll move on. we go to
so-
our new release section. Go for
Yes.
it.
So, new releases. We had a bunch of Battle Forces for Age of Sigmar, which no one cares about. There was a whole bunch of Warcry stuff, which no one cares about.
Setting the tone for 2023.
The Deathmatch Blood Bowl thing came out for Dungeon Bowl. Don't care about that. There was a bunch of the Christmas Battle Forces for 40k. We had like Thousand Suns, Death Guard, Sororitas. Can't brain today.
Sisters.
Their Custodes, Fists, Raven Guard. They've released that Techno Archaeologist model as well.
Mhm.
They've released another X-Pack for Warhammer Quest Cursed City, which I'm going to bring up because I like Warhammer Quest. And there was a bunch of Escher stuff for Necromunda, including those weird jet bikes they have.
Yeah, but the
Which-
Astra Militarum are still on horses, but Eschers can have jet bikes.
You gotta love how they've just the fluff used to be Samael of the Ravenwing has the only jet bike known in Imperial hands, and now progressively more and more dudes have jet bikes.
Yeah.
So, although I keep saying that like Primaris should just get jet bikes,
I
to
agree.
replace bikes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was a prediction we had. So if they're getting floaty tanks, why can't they have floaty bikes?
Well, yeah, and because their bikes don't do the same thing as
No.
like old bikes. They're weird.
Yeah.
So I think like getting jet bikes would be cool. Then other people than Custodes could have cool flying jet bikes. And also we got a whole bunch of pre-orders coming up this weekend, which is mostly Astra Militarum stuff. So like
And
the
don't
Rogue
think Arcs of Omen went on pre-order last week.
Yes, it did. I forgot about that because I fucking missed it. It's so
You can still
annoying.
pre-order it now.
No,
It's a
you
2-week
can't.
pre-order.
You can't.
What'd you call me?
You can pre-order the Arcs of Omen book, but you can't get like the GT mission pack or any of that. Like that's sold out, and they left it for a while. They were like currently sold out, but it moved on to no longer available online. So yeah, it's been annoying, that one.
Fair
Well,
enough.
it sounds like we're upholding the tradition of not making enough stuff for people to buy.
Well, they proved
Yeah.
that last time. And if they sold out, you could still take it, and they're made to order essentially.
Yeah, apparently with the GT mission pack, they're not bothering to do that,
Mm.
which is annoying.
Especially if you
'cause-
want to grow the GT scene, because like if you can't get it, what's
Yeah.
the point?
Yeah, like, why would you not sell the fucking tournament mission pack? People are gonna need that. It's very annoying.
only
Positive,
the seven
positive,
largest
positive.
tournaments could afford to buy the book.
Yeah.
So Arcs of Omen, Abaddon, the first one,
Yes, like, that looks very cool.
yeah, which has brought a new detachment model as well.
The Arcs of Omen. Oh, you
Yeah.
can take so many good things. It's great.
It's yeah. I
Four
think that's in
HQs.
my predictions how that will play out. But anyway,
As many elites or as many fast attack as you want.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
It's gonna
really
be
like
awesome.
the idea of boarding actions, because I really
yeah,
enjoyed
same.
I really enjoyed Zone Mortalis in 30k, which was basically what they've based all that on.
yeah, I won't be buying the box though at $458 or whatever it is, $360.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
using my Necromunda cedar.
well, that works.
Well, I've got a ton of that stuff.
Yeah.
Which I picked up for Zone Mortalis originally, and for
Ah.
Necromunda.
I'm excited about it because Space Hulk was or Space Crystal. Well, that was the first way I got into the game, and
Yeah,
it was just
same. Space
sweet.
Crusade.
And the benefit of this boarding action, it's the same rules as 40k. I don't
Yeah.
need to
Yes.
learn new rules. Yeah.
That does look fun.
Yeah, that was like the cool thing about like Zone Mortalis in 30k was it was 40k in corridors.
And I have more
know?
than enough Gene Stealers to make it be Space Crusade.
Space Crusade only had like 2 or 3 Gene Stealers.
Well, think about end
Oh
of
yeah,
year.
well,
We'll start
I've
thinking about end
got
of year.
many more.
I have
End of
enough
year will
Terminators
be
to
a
take you on.
boarding action, huge Space Hulk, and it will
turn
be
turn the
Gene Stealers.
turn the corner and there'll be a Chaos Android there.
the funny old Dreadnought things. They were
Oh,
good.
yes, okay. So, anything else that's worthy of note?
The Rogel Dawn and stuff go up on pre-order this weekend.
You know what? I love Imperial Guard. I'm a big player. I've been playing. It's my favorite faction. could not care less about that tank.
I think the tank looks really cool. It is an annoying progression in the history of tanks with way too many fucking guns.
Yeah, that's my point. And it's
You can
it's
build
more
it with
expensive than
less-
Lehman Russ.
You can build it with a lot less guns on it. Like, you can build it with as few as 2 guns. But why would you?
Well,
They're
the
all
way
free
the
now.
points are going, everything's free. Yeah, why would you?
Yeah.
And it is a little bit like getting a Lehman Russ with no sponsons.
I've got a bunch of those.
No.
I have several squads of Lehman Russ with no sponsons.
Why?
Because I ran several squads of Lehman Russ!
Have you got the sponsors hidden away somewhere? You can
The
stick them up there.
Yeah,
No, the
magnetized.
sponsons really start to add up when you're running like 9 or 12 Lehman
Well, they're
Russ.
free now.
I suppose
anymore.
when you've got 9 or 12 battle cannons, you don't need a few heavy bolters or
Yeah.
whatever.
Cannons.
I mean, I guess if the sponsons are free now, it does completely change everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's
the
free.
whole-
It's a giveaway. 40k giveaway. Fire sale.
Yarrick's on
Made
made
to
to order.
I did see someone post somewhere and said, "Oh, I got this from secondhand store. Does anyone know what this is?" I'm going, surely this must be a troll. There's no way you don't know who Yarrick is if you play 40k.
I've got the old metal one with the claw rather than the.
I have an old metal
Other
one that
than
I
the orc
butchered
one, yeah.
and converted into a normal commissar.
Oh,
And
folly
on
of
that
youth.
point, let's move on to hobby progress. What other stuff have you destroyed? Who's up first? I am. Oh, I did bases. Look at that. Did some more marble bases. I really like how they turn out. It's so quick and easy to do. I've been working on Thousand Suns. I have not finished that Sorcerer or the Terminators that we've got to pop up, but I've still been enjoying. See, now they're looking on their bases, how good they look. Just little bits and pieces left to go on them, and then they will be done. I haven't had much hobby over January. It's hard. January's busy, and with other life events, it's been tough. But that's where I'm at. So I got to finish that. I did post up my War and Plastic of what I have this year, and I promised I wouldn't buy any more until I get it done. We'll see how I go. What is next? We have some squats.
Is that my squats?
Yeah, your
That's
squats.
cool. I've got a delay on the images. So I got a pile of Votan still to build. I built the squat, the Hearthkin in 2 squads, built a second Carl, built a second Einir champion, and I've still got the Pioneers to build. My pre-order of all of the squat stuff got lost by Australia Post, so I don't have a Sagittor or anything like that because they've been sold out ever since the pre-order. And they didn't have a spare one to send me, which is frustrating.
Did you at least get your money back?
Yeah, they refunded me the stuff they couldn't send me because they were like, well, I'm sorry, we can't send it, man, because they're all sold out. And I was like, that's great, but I wanted those models.
Yeah. Nifty.
Well, at least they refunded you.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks for them. Like, Australia Post isn't refunding them
Yeah.
because
Okay.
Australia Post were like, whoopsie doodle.
Yeah.
Apparently, they not only didn't put it into the tracking system, when they chased it up at their end, Australia Post were like, yeah, it got delivered to the wrong premise and we don't know where it went.
Obviously, Warhammer 40,000
Yeah,
fans.
yeah. It sounds like your policeman is a 40k player.
Yeah,
he is now.
I'm thinking some motherfucker went, oh, package, oh, $600 worth of squats. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh dear. What's up next? We have some Blood Angel stuff. So that's
Oh,
got to be Ant.
That could be me. Oh, yes. So I got the Raven Guard big box set for Christmas from my lovely wife. And don't play Raven Guard, so promptly turned them all into Blood Angels, including turning the Shrike guy into a Deaf Company captain. And I really like that model. And then I got the Emperor's Champion as well, which I've converted into the Sanguinor. And my goal is to actually convert all existing Firstborn characters into Primaris size models, because I have a real scale issue thing. I hate smaller and bigger figures and stuff. So
Is that Empress Champion the Bayard's Revenge model?
No,
That's
it's the first one where he's got the big sword in the air.
Oh, that guy.
yeah,
Okay, I was
yeah,
looking at the
so-
pose, trying to figure out which model it was.
Yeah, so I've cut off his chest plate completely, replaced it with the Apothecary Blood Angel chest plate, There's a lot of work done on it since then. A lot of green stuff's gone into molding a new cape for him and stuff like that. So it's actually the first time I've really delved into green stuff a lot more.
Nice.
And yeah, so that picture of all my Death Guard up there got nearly 600 likes on Instagram the other day. It just was insane. It's like, yeah, okay, people like Blood Angels. People really like Death Company. So yeah. And the other thing I'm working on is I'm still wanted a whole heap of assault troops, and because Games Workshop hasn't given me proper assault troops yet, I'm making my own. So yeah, so I'm converting assault intercessors into assault marines of jump packs.
Nice.
So I'll have 2 squads of those probably by the end of the week. I've nearly finished those, and another squad of Vanguard with all the Thunder Hammers and Storm Shields. Because hold on, they're really cheap. They're cheap. They're not free.
Veterans all free. That's crazy talk.
Yeah, so I've had quite a busy hobby, including trying to paint nearly up that entire box set I got for Christmas for our Christmas match that we had, which was like, oh, I gotta keep painting. And I really regretted it because I lost. But anyway, that'll come later.
Yeah, I did that last year. Remember, I did that with all the Marines. My paint all this green, and that didn't end up well for me. So that was pointless. And that's all the hobby progress. No, it's not. There's more. Guess what? That's
Huzzah.
a Tyranid. I'm sure that's a Tyranid with paint on it.
I found half a day to actually start getting some paint down on this thing. So it's still a work in progress, and it needs about 4 layers of dry brushing and basing and all of that stuff done. But I don't feel ashamed putting that on the table anymore. Not that I play any games these days, but
That'll be New Year.
But in February, I'm planning to not have unpainted models.
That'd be nice. That'd be awesome. That's cool. That's our hobby progress, folks. Enjoy that. See you next month.
Can I say, like how we went with our hobby goals? Do we do that now, or are we going to do that as part of the goals?
We can talk about it now. Yeah, our hobby goals. I don't know.
Well, because I know you said you were going to do the War on Grey Plastic as well.
Yep.
This time last year.
Yep.
So how'd that go?
Nope.
So who met their goals?
Well, the goal for the war is 12 units over 12 months. I got 22 units painted this year.
Nice.
A lot of which were like characters. So, but yeah, I actually had 3 units that I wanted to get done as well. I wanted to get up to like just over 2 a month, but I fell just shy. So I've got 2 half-painted units still on my tray there.
That's still impressive, though. 22.
I got a lot of stuff painted. Like, nothing is like painted to a super high standard, but I got a lot of shit done.
Yeah, I think last year was, especially compared to the year before, where I just smashed out models after models. No, not even close. I got the Chaos Knights and the little War Dogs done. That was my pride, I think, getting those done. It took forever to get done.
Yeah, they look really good.
Thank you. And some Thousand Suns, and then some just individual Death Guard models themselves. But overall, no, not a huge. Had more games, though.
I didn't get a whole lot of games this year.
Yeah.
My goal was to play more in 22. Then I guess not really. I was sort of a bit of wait and see for hobby. I wanted to see what was coming out, especially for Space Marines, so Blood Angels. Yeah, I was hoping for that 10th.
Yeah, my goal was to paint the remaining 4 Tyranids models I have, and I failed miserably. I still have 3 of them with only an undercoat and the Tyrannofex you just saw.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'm going to recycle that one, and that's my goal for this year.
Just dry brush it quick.
Yeah. So the hobby goals this year, are we talking about now? Is that how you want to do it, Mike?
I don't know. I was asking you whether we would do hobby goals now or later when we're talking about our goals.
Well,
because I think there was hobby progress was how did our hobby goal this year?
Yep, true.
How did
we'll
our
leave
hobby
our
goal
predictions and stuff till after the ad break. How's that?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we want to get into the battle reports because some of the battle reports are quite important to talk about.
Quite spicy.
Quite important to talk about. The first one, though, is the first game of the year of
Yeah.
the Custodes versus Eldari.
Yeah, look, what a great way to start a year battle, beating my nemesis, the Aldari. I maxed out on points. I've scored absolutely everything I could in the game. Everything worked. My dice rolls were awesome. I think Chris was in shock. I was playing like he does normally. Like every card I drew was just perfect, and I was scoring max points nearly every turn. It was just one of those games, and it just went really well. But I did play really cagey. He bought a Titan. He bought lots of firepower. I never really gave him a chance to shoot at me. I stayed obscured, took out the units he brought forward into objectives. He had the Avatar, he had a Knight, and lots of flying tanks and stuff like that. And just kept the pressure on and sort of 1 point most of the game. And that was my goal. Well, as soon as I saw the Knight, I was like, oh, I'm not going out to face that. So I couldn't charge it in a turn. So it just meant everything was going to get shot off the table. I screened out the back lines really well. So I had lots of troops just sitting, blocking any deep strikes coming in as well. So he was really limited where he could go. And, I was actually using tactics. It was really quite... I normally go, just charge and go get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun game. I really enjoyed it. Yes, it did put me on top of the ladder for this year for the moment. I was going to say something else that was really good in the game. I can't remember now. But yeah, look, I think good way to start the year for me. I was pretty happy with that.
Against Chris, I got Chris this week against Harlequin. So.
Oh yeah, yep.
Any tips? I'm happy to take.
Don't deploy forward.
Fair enough. Then I've got Astra Militarum versus Black Legion. So this is the new codex. This is me using the new codex for the Astra Militarum, and it was a bloody battle. That was against Adam, and his first couple of turns, he was just. Yeah, that's right. It was. He killed lots of stuff of mine. I went, oh, this is not going to go well. But then I started capturing the points, and then I started doing other stuff. And going, hang on. I could steal a win here. And I did. I stole the win by 5 points. So I was really happy about that. How did I think the new Astra Militarum Codex plays? It's going to be much more competitive now than what it was before. I think there's still some tricks that I can learn from it. There's a couple of things I didn't get to use because they were killed too quickly, like Ogryns. But it was great to have. It was great to play him again and actually be competitive against one of the new codexes. Anyone who's watched me play Astra Militarum last year, went the old codex versus the new codex, it was never pleasant. So that was really quite satisfying. And that match made it very tight for the ladder. After that match, because I got the win, it became a 3-way tie between Adam, myself, and Anthony. So it became a very important game for that Christmas match that we're talking about. Now, the Christmas match is against Anthony and myself. He plays the red of the Blood Angels. I play green of the Salamanders. And if you'll see the pictures that are coming up, it's very Christmassy themed. You'll actually see a lot of Christmas baubles around. I cut up our Christmas tree to make a forest. I haven't told my wife yet. It looks good though.
It was great. It looked really cool.
We had 2 very different forces that we'd normally play. You want to talk about your force?
So I went a complete Phobos force. So getting that Raven Guard kit allowed me to build 2,000 points of Phobos. So I had 3 of the Phobos walkers. I had 4 of the troop choices. I forgot what they're called now.
Infiltrators or incursors?
Infiltrators.
Yeah.
2 Reaver squads, 2 of the Eliminator sniper squads, and went full whole hog. The only thing that wasn't, I had 2 land speeders which weren't Phobos, but they fit their armor. Their troop armor looks like they are Phobos. And I had an apothecary who, he's in Phobos armor, but wasn't.
Painted his armor purple.
It was completely different, and it was really the wrong force to bring, but I wanted to play them so badly. I'd worked so hard to get them painted. They just didn't have enough firepower to dent Greg's troops. I mean, the Armor of Contempt was still in play then. So all my weapons were probably -1, which probably wouldn't have mattered against salamanders now either, because you ignore -1s.
Yeah.
Again. So,
Yeah.
anyway. But I had fun. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun game. A few highlights, and I really didn't like that strat you used, that it meant I couldn't target your.
That was so cool.
Grabbers. It's like, you have to shoot the nearest interceptor squad. They're in cover. I can't see them. Oh,
Yeah.
You shut down a whole round of my sniper fire. The whole goal of them was to take them out, and they couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
yeah, it was a bit frustrating, but look, I still enjoyed it. And the table looked great, and the forces looked great. The red versus green is usual. They always look very, very smart at Christmas time.
Clashed together. It was very nice. I also did a very different unit list that I would normally. I had no vehicles. So it was all, I had 2 squads of Outriders was the closest you can get that I had for vehicles, but everyone else was foot troops. And I had classic Devastator squad, but everything else was Primaris. I did pump up the amount of aggressors and the amount of eradicators I would normally run. I love aggressors. So there was 2 stratagems I had never used before, and the one that you're talking about, where they basically, the thought is, you can't shoot them because I'm jumping in the way, which is great, except you couldn't see them, so you couldn't shoot at either unit. I said, well, this is going to have to be nerfed at some point because this is very strong.
I remember seeing a thing about stuff like that, and they were working on a nerf.
Yeah, but still, old codex. Sometimes you have a benefit of an old codex. And I've never used that one before. I've never had the opportunity. But when you did it, I went, ooh, I think I could do something here. So it was very exciting.
Even if I could still target them, I was only going to kill a couple anyway. And it wasn't the unit I really needed to kill, which was that firepower that took out both my land speeders in a turn, 3 of my walkers in a turn. It was just like, this game is going nowhere for me, but it's still fun.
And the other strategy I had never got to use before was turning my flamers into pistols in combat. So the aggressor squad was Thank you very much. My name is Mr. Red for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the podcast. Hope you enjoy your stay. I'm the host, Red Belly. You can catch me Tuesday, Thursday for Hobby Night. I will be back this week, by the way, folks, because I've finished my assignment, so things are getting back to normal. Anyway, battle reports. Yeah, so I never got to use that before, and having that using flamers, I think it was 6 flamers in hand-to-hand combat with their +1 to wound. It was delicious. It was delicious.
Yeah, there wasn't much left. I think... yeah, I'm going to capture this point. They're all gone.
Yeah, and look, it surprised me, the score and how one side of the score was. I expected you to do a lot more damage to him, but I think we worked out that a full Phobos army. I'm not even sure if you were playing Raven Guard, that would have helped. It's just harder to hit, I believe, from distance for Raven Guard, isn't it?
Yeah. Look, I was hoping that the additional AP and the additional attacks in close combat, and I'd read the Reavers rules completely wrong, and I got their pistols and their knives mixed up, and I thought their knives were AP -2, and I thought, well, that might help. And I thought they were damage 2, and I thought that might help, but it was the pistol.
The other way around. Well, I completely forgot to use the Salamander rule of reroll wound.
You did.
Oh, yeah. Whoops.
Didn't actually matter. I think it was
It did all right.
And you rolled really high when you did that pistols into close combat, and those flames, and I think it was like 30 shots or something stupid like that.
It was delicious. That was my highlight, because I hadn't played it before, and I rolled it was just,
But as a result of that, Greg came out on top for the year, so very well done.
Thank you. So, yes.
Adam and I really did try hard to get another game in at the last moment on like New Year's Eve, but I couldn't face it. I couldn't find time to do it. So, yes, because only one of us had to win. We could have done it.
Well, I did not think I was going to win it this year, so I was quite surprised. And as I said, it was very close. I think I had one draw that gave me the more points than you, because we both had 10 wins, but I had a draw.
And I missed one of the match months.
Yeah, so that was a 3 points difference. Yeah.
That was when I was supposed to play.
Yeah, that's right.
You would have got the points if it's a forfeit, so you still would have. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, that is a win for me. We'll have our award night in February at some point. I expecting a grand prize. Thanks, folks. It will be the fourth one in a row.
We'll
the
want
same.
you to print your own trophy.
Yeah. I'm not printing it. Staples is doing that. Sorry, not Staples. What's his name? Mark's doing that for us. Yeah, Mark is doing that for us, and he's actually doing a perpetual trophy this time. So it's going to be
Alright.
interesting. So it should be good. All right, folks, that's our regular stuff. My name is Mr. Red. Sup, guys? What's up to you too? I hope you're enjoying Monday. It's Monday, right?
Well, it's Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. That's why, because we do this on Mondays.
We do. That's true. So we're going to have our very short 30-second break. We'll talk to Rollers Board Games to update the ad, because now that he's got his own channel, he really should get his own advert working, right? Alright, and then we'll get back to our topic of the week, which month I should say, looking into the warp. So be right back, folks. Enjoy. Almost forgot the button. There it is.
We are Rollers, and we have the games for you. Be it board games, card games, dice games, or party games. You name it, and we have it. Find us online at rollersboardgames.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at rollersboardgames.
From acoustic to distortion, Storyboard Concept is music that's honest, relaxing, and full ball rockin' music. Follow Colin at storyboardconcept.bandcamp.com. Welcome back, folks. Hope you enjoyed that advert. If you want a sponsor, we're open to ideas. So, welcome back. It is our first episode of the year. It is where we go, hopefully we'll be treated nicely by GW, and we have a look about what we hope will happen. So I'm going to try that again. Our predictions of what will happen, what our wish list of what we would like to happen, and then a couple of predictions of what we reckon might be the first few releases of the year. Usually it's codexes, but since most of them are already out, we might have to have a think about that. Feels like I've been running. I haven't. Trust me, I haven't. And of course, what are our goals this year? Yeah, we get personal. Let's get personal, folks. But I think we'll start off with a review of what we talked about last year and how right we were or how completely wrong we were. I think we had a few wins, though, this year, didn't we, Michael?
There was a couple. Like a lot of my stuff was correct, and a lot of stuff that a lot of us said was correct. Most of what I said was correct, at least initially.
So you've got a list there. They're a bit of a reminder what you've talked
Yes,
about.
I do. So my predictions were that they would progress some of the storylines that started in the Psychic Awakening, which did happen, but not the one we wanted. We were all hoping they would progress the Eldar storyline.
Yeah.
And they progressed several others. I predicted that Codex Guard Knights and Chaos Knights was going to come out.
Close. Missed one.
Oh, all three of those came out.
No, not officially. Astra Militarum officially doesn't come out till this weekend. No,
Yeah.
pre-order
Okay.
this weekend. I know. It's so stupid, but that's why.
But
There are
hang on,
people out
hang on.
there who already
Don't you
have
the book.
their Codex.
So Adam has the codex, but he cannot unlock the app.
But if he
because
has,
it's not
but-
officially
but he
launched.
has the
When-
book.
When did he receive that Codex? Correct? When?
That's
that
a
last
great
year?
question because I have it.
Because possession's 9/10 of the law.
I was aiming at the stupid app, they won't
Yeah.
update the app until the official release of the book, which is actually not till.
It's
later
like
this
how Votan weren't errated before their Codex came out because because the Codex hadn't come out and those kind of silly arguments. And so I predicted there would be another fucking Primarch. It was just not the Primarch we were hoping for,
Yeah, and he's not here yet. That one,
and he
is
hasn't
right.
come out quite yet. But he has been announced.
He has
They've
been.
shown a photo
He's
of the
been
model.
announced. We've seen the model.
Yeah.
Well, we've also seen some of his rules.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're scary.
Yes, they are. I said that I would like to see a proper Slanesh 40k release,
Yeah.
which would have to include Fulgrim, which was the Primarch we wanted to see come out.
And expected.
And expected to come out. I also said that I wanted them to bring back Exodites, you cowards. Although
we all knew that wasn't going to happen.
yeah.
my favorite rumor prediction that we made was Greg pointed out the rumors that there was going to be squats on the horizon, and to a man, we all said, no fucking way.
To be fair, they did unveil that on April Fool's Day, so, you know,
They
like...
did.
Yeah, but we did the recording in January, so just
We
Yeah.
didn't know. We didn't know. And we,
I said they will probably release more in Necromunda. Greg said he reckoned there would be a kill team. So, you know, we were like, no, there won't be a mainline army of squats, but there'll be something on the side.
they'd been teasing us for like 30 years.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, come on.
Nobody does edging like Games Workshop does edging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then Greg, you predicted that Chaos Factions will be in one book. They won't have separate books.
Yeah, that was a prediction I was hoped to get wrong, and thankfully
Yeah,
I've got
thankfully
wrong.
you were wrong about that. You
But I
predicted
agree,
that-
Emperor's Children need their own codex, and I was happy to see
Yeah.
Lord Eaters, so I'm hopeful that others
Yeah.
will get their own codex as well.
it would absolutely be a Games Workshop move to just cock tease us on that and go straight to not doing that. You hope for Codex Dark Mech Cultists.
I think we'll see that soon-ish.
Follow-
Yeah.
you predicted that there would be a new tank for the Imperial Guard.
Yep.
And that there would be a new Avatar model.
Gee, I
Both
was
of
doing
which
all
came
right.
true.
Very good.
I think both of those were based on rumors you'd seen as well.
Shut up! I was a genius!
You discussed you brought up that there was a rumor that 10th Ed was coming this last year,
Yeah.
and that they were getting rid of the psychic phase.
Yeah.
Neither of which
There'd be
happened.
psychers, but the phase itself would not be a
Yeah,
separate
there would be
phase.
no more devoted psychic phase.
Yeah.
That there would be a new Marine Codex to refresh the range, but no supplements anymore.
Yeah.
There was a rumor that there was going to be Eldar Corsairs, which I think was before the kill team, wasn't it? Because there was a Corsairs kill team.
And
done.
there is Corsairs in the new book? No, what am I thinking of?
You were predicting a Corsairs
By
Codex,
themselves,
like as a
yeah,
separate force. But I
Had two
think
data
that the
sheets
rumor,
instead.
yeah, the rumor you were basing that on, I think, was the kill team books.
Fair enough.
There was also a rumor of a heavy Primaris dreadnought
Wow.
on the horizon.
Wow. I'm just
and
a
you
year
said-
early on that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you said that you wanted new Berserker models.
Gosh, jeez. I've done all right.
Yeah, wasn't too bad. And Mark, you said that you predicted there would be an Ultramarine Codex supplement,
Or Sally's
or a Salamanders,
or
or
the
something
other
like
missing
that.
one. Yeah. Which
Um,
fail.
you said you wanted a NIDS and Imperial Guard Codex.
And I got both of them.
You predicted that we would see more codexes more often.
Yeah,
It's
no.
kind of- Yeah, yes or no. You know, we got some new codexes.
Yeah,
You got
probably
Deco
around the
Knot.
same time frame though.
Yeah. You predicted that whatever new Primarch came back, it would be bullshit.
And it is.
And it is, because it shouldn't be Angron.
Originally, I thought he was the only non-bullshit one, but then I've been corrected on the law, and yes, it is bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Angron's supposed to be banished, that fucker. I'm curious to see how they get around that, or if they just ignore it.
I'm telling you, it's
Yeah,
got an ankle
but
bracelet.
probably
to
just say he got summoned again or something, you know.
Angron shows up again. I got better!
My
Turn
anger
me into a
management is
newt.
Under control.
Grey Knights turned me into a newt. You said that you wanted to see Chaos Custodes and new
Yep.
Legion of the Damned models and
Yep.
some female Space Marines.
And
So,
none of those
No.
none of those came true. But I still kind of want at least the first two.
Yes.
Legion of the Damned would be awesome. Before you move on to the next one, My name is Red. What everyone wants to happen is DW to stop cash grabbing. Obviously new to the hobby. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
That's their whole model. Corlex, g'day, how you going? I hear Lion L is coming. I also hear that too. Theory's 10th Ed before Emperor's Children. Probably. 7th was Thousand Suns. 8th was Death Guard. 9 World Eaters. Oh, I see the pattern. Nice. 10th will probably be the Pink Boys. Interesting theory. I like it. It means you won't see Alpha Legion till or have we already? And we don't.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. And the word bearers. Yeah. Who cares about the word bearers?
I don't know. If it was me, I'd just bring back like Ferrus Manus or something,
Yeah.
just
on a
to
stick.
just to make people angry.
We've reincarnated. Weekend at Bernie style.
Yeah.
It'll be like it'll just be the 30k Ferris Manus model with the head cut off and one of the Votan robot heads on top of it.
Just hooked into a 12-volt battery. Yeah.
That's it. Inspirational. Go on with your predictions.
Yeah, that's all the predictions because Anto wasn't on last year's episode.
Right, so
I
clearly he
missed
got
out.
all of his wrong.
I really would have. What I was hoping for, especially, has not appeared at all.
And in terms of our predictions for the next 5 codexes that we made, myself and Greg predicted the same thing, which would be a Tau Codex, a Chaos Codex, an Eldar Codex, Chaos Knights, and Imperial Guard.
Rock on.
And Mark predicted that it would be Tau, Chaos, Eldar, Imperial Agents, and Ultramarines. Because, 10th Ed was coming, so Imperial Agents had to come out first.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, I think I did it right. I think I'm taking
Yeah.
it as a win.
Apart from Votan, the squats came left the field and took everyone out.
Oh, it really did.
Yeah, that was exciting though. Yeah, we've had an episode about that, but yeah, I so wanted squats, but I've got no interest in the leads of Votan. It's weird.
But like, the cool helmets.
Oh, that's easy to see there. Yeah. As long as it's not those kilts and necromotor helmets.
Potato cam.
Aren't they as big as Firstborn Space
No.
Marines?
No, they're bigger.
I mean, they're not as tall as a Terminator.
Yeah, I was thinking of just using my old Space Marines as Voltan.
Nice.
Like they don't even come up to the armpits of the old Terminators.
Oh, I'm thinking the old Beaky Marines. They're pretty short.
Oh, the old rogue trader Marines who were like
Yeah,
roughly 3 foot tall each.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, back in Rogue Trader lore, they weren't like fucking, genetically modified superhumans. They were just dickheads.
So not much has changed.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Don't read Space Marine by Ian Watson. It is a weird book.
It is weird. I've got it. Yeah.
I'll have to read
Very
that one
odd.
now. Cool. All right, so that's us looking back and realizing how much of a genius I was. It's a new year though. GW could do something to us different, right? That could be nice. I think we'll talk about our predictions. I think we're all going to say 10th Ed is coming.
Yep.
So we'll take that off the table because I think we've. I reckon
Because it'll
we'll
probably
take
wind
bets
up
of
being wrong.
when 10th Ed is coming. That's probably the one. That's the all right. 10th Ed is coming. We know it's coming. When, Michael? When's your prediction? I'll write this down now.
I mean, I'd be surprised if we saw it before the middle of the year because, I think all of the newly announced codexes need to come out first.
Mid-year.
Yeah, like mid-year or later, because they've got to have time for the World Leaders to come out, for the World Leaders to have a run.
Yeah.
They've got to have time for the Imperial Agents to come out.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think it's going to happen this year.
Not this year. There you go.
I know it's a big call, but I don't think it will happen this year.
You know what?
I think
Just
they
think
will
about it.
tease, and then it'll drop in like January or something.
Drop in January next year.
Yeah, October style. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it will be this year. I'm angling for about September, October. somewhere around there.
And see, because I have now predicted that, it may come true that it will release this year.
So I was going to say about September, October as well, because I had October in my head. But now you said it won't be this year. I'm just thinking about Arcs of Omen. That's a 3-part book or a 4-part book? Is that meant to be every
3.
quarter?
Actually, I think it is a 4th. The 4th hasn't been announced yet, has it?
Yeah, I mean, you make a good point. If Arcs of Omen is going to be like
A quarterly
multiple
release.
books every quarter,
And we're going to get teased for at least 6 months before a new edition drops anyway.
Yeah.
I
be
don't
enough for me
think
not-
it will happen.
It might be enough for me not to play 40k ever again if they do that to me. I don't think I can put up with the dribble for much longer. Throw me out the wall.
yeah, I've just had I've had Games Workshop staffers talking about how we were due for 10th edition for over a year now.
Yeah.
So
But I
it
think,
feels like it's something they've been told to talk about.
yeah. I think
Either that or they'll do like what they did with 7th, where they drop like 3 books in quick succession, and then the next month it's like bam, new edition, and piss everybody off. It's going to be a drawn out
A psychic awakening, that shit.
or psychotic
Well, that's the difference with
release schedule.
the difference with the Arcs of Omen is they're not special rules in those books for units, special units and stuff like that. So the detachment's different. That's different. That's new. But I think Mark's onto something. I don't think it will be this year because the Arcs of Omen is at least 3 books. We think it's 4, and if it's a quarterly release, Abaddon, Angron, that Fishhead, whatever his name, Fishhead,
That Vashdor.
that's what I said, Fishhead,
There's one
Vashdor,
not announced.
and the other one. I
You
reckon
know-
you're
you
right,
know-
it's probably
you know,
early
the
next year at this point.
Chaos God of Machines, Vajdor.
Dark Mechanicum. I can't wait. I think I might have my new army.
Yeah, I think you'd be waiting till Fishhead's out.
Oh, look. Yeah.
Right, so
Yeah, that's the point. There's probably going to be a Dark Mechanicus codex if they have any sense as well.
yeah.
So, probably
Jump
not.
the gun. I was about to talk about that too, but anyway, yeah.
And
Yeah,
there's
so
got to be a.
It's
a
written
release
down now. You
of
can't
Old
change your answer, by the way. So I've got early 2024. So
No, I still think it'll be this year. I reckon I'm angling for it. I think
you
Way-
should stick to your guns because I feel like I've sabotaged people's predictions at this point.
I think the way the new codex are coming out will be able to support the new rule set. I think there's a lot has changed from the way they were writing and producing codexes in the early part of Ninth to the new ones, how they're being set out and laid out, and I think they're starting to build up to a 10th.
It is a good point.
Yeah, so I think
There's been a market shift since what? It would have been early last year,
Yeah.
where they started with it was like all of the codexes just suddenly took a jump in their power creep.
and the Leagues of Voltan really kicked that off. I think.
I think also Votan has kind of shown
even as
that-
far back as Tau.
No, but I mean, like, Votan has shown that they don't give a fuck. They will just errata a codex immediately.
yeah.
Mm.
Like, they will just change the way a rule works before the codex even comes out.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know?
Yeah. So my prediction is probably end of the year, November, December, right in the Christmas period.
Good
I'm
Christmas
still
present.
saying no, it won't happen.
Yeah, hopefully Games Workshop sends us an edition because we're so famous in the Southern Hemisphere.
8 in the world, number 8 in the world.
Number 8 in the world, Games Workshop. We talk about you all the time. If you want us to be
Sometimes
nice,
politely.
copy.
GW is not a 4-letter word.
Next month, joining us is our guest, James Workshop.
All right. So, what other predictions do we have? I have written
Okay.
down some stuff, but I want to hear other voices, and then I'll
Okay,
change
Tim.
mine.
10th will be a Blood Angels or an Angels of Death box set. I think it might be Dark Angels or Blood Angels. I think they're going to go back to that original Angels of Death codex. And look, this isn't purely my thinking.
Against
I've seen
Nids.
some rumors about it. Look, I don't know who it's going to be against, but the teaser for the Orc Rocker, the guitar and everything else at Christmas, it was Dark Angels and Blood Angels deep striking in to it, so it could be an Orcs, Blood Angels, Dark
Was
Angels.
that where the new Azrael leaks first started coming in? Was it the background of that where people first started thinking they saw a blurry Primaris Azrael, and that led to the Azrael
Yes, I think
release information?
Yeah, I think that might have been part of that as well. So look, this isn't my own thinking. I didn't even see it at all. I was just looking at the cool Goth Rocker, thinking that's a really cool model, and I'd love to have Orcs one day.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, it's Dark Angels and Blood Angels, and they had that codex when they were together back in
Second edition.
second edition. God, that long ago. I've still got the
Yeah.
copy. I love
That was what I like. That came out when I was starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when Death Company first came out, and I was just like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Blood Angels all the way, bring it on."
And like the Deathwing Terminators came out like then
Yeah.
as well.
So I reckon 10th will be a box set.
Are you writing these down, or are we just going to watch this back?
I've been writing them down.
Cool.
Yep.
I've already written one down that I haven't announced. I predict the goddamn lion.
I predict we'll get another Primarch. I don't know which one.
Has to be the lion.
I suspect
Falcon!
if they do it, it might be one of those things where, with the edition change, one like a loyalist will come in and save the day from like Bobby
Maybe
getting
that's the fourth book.
tag teamed or something.
There's been a lot of discussion about how a lot of things in the Arcs of Omen suggest Dark Angels. Like the Astartes, he's got a broken sword, exactly like the Deathwing sword. The tower in the most recent one is very similar to the tower on one of the Deathwing banners. So there's a lot of Dark Angel motifs appearing in the Imperial Arcs of Omen stuff. So there's a lot of suggestion that they're going to be including the Dark Angels a lot in the Arcs of Omen, which is the right fucking time to do the lion, so they better.
Clearly the Khan is next.
I'm going to hedge my bets and just say it's a Primarch, because if I was GW, I would release another Chaos Primarch just to
Fulgrim
mess
finally
with
makes
you.
his appearance. Yeah. So there you go. Okay, predictions. Yeah. I reckon that fourth book is probably about the Dark Angels, because we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is doing. Arcs of Omen.
No.
It'd be a good figure to release. That new Chapter Master figure looks awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I really like Azrael, and his gun works now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Just pointed out that gun, that new Alpha Legion sniper model.
Oh, that gun is goofy
the
looking.
bolt action that's got to turn a knob on it to turn it.
I mean,
You've got
I
to
want
change
the
the
model, but
volume on your bullets.
Yeah. It's
I
turn
mean,
your
it-
bolt action into auto or semi. So-
I'm not like a gun expert, but can't you still have a charging handle on a shot selector?
I don't know. Just that someone pointed out, and I went, "Oh yeah, it's interesting." And someone also pointed out it looks like he's talking to someone off screen and going, "What's this?" And that's all I can see now, because he's pointing to the gun, looking over that way.
What
Have you given me?
Yeah, I actually.
Why is the stock
Yeah, you can
offset
see
at
it
the
now,
bottom?
can't you?
What's going on?
Yeah. There's a bolt action lever, and then
And he's pointing out, "What the
as
hell?"
I said, it could be that he's got like a microwave oven or something built in, and that's the power setting for that. You
Well,
know,
if
like
he was Emperor's Children, he's just
he's
turning it up to 11.
tactical.
Come on. Alright, so we all think... Okay, so we're predicting a Primarch. Well, I
mean,
think you are right. Will be the line
The
as
Lion,
part of Book 4, The Omen.
Yeah,
No,
there definitely needs to be another Primarch, and it definitely needs to be the Lion, because fuck them.
I'm not pinning it down because they won't give you the Primarch you want.
Yeah, I know. I've predicted this. This is the third year running. I've predicted that it's going to be the fucking Lion, because it should be the
I
fucking
think this is
Lion.
the only year we're agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Alright, viewers, what Primarch do you think will make an appearance this year? Give your prediction as well. We'd love to hear what you
It'll be Rogel Dawn or somebody like.
Alex hopes for
It's
Fulgrim.
going to be fucking Conrad Kurz in a vat. Like
Yeah.
Conrad Kurz's head, like from Futurama. Fucking
Or Ferris Manus.
Yeah.
Two heads. Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be cool models.
It'll be
wheels.
Weekend at Bernie's version of Angron this year. Joker, that's cheating.
it's gonna be like an Alpha Legion wearing like Mark III armor with like Alfarius drawn on his head in Sharpie.
I don't know, that seems a bit too orky.
Orc Primarch. There you go.
Gorgon Morg.
All right, what do we reckon? What sort of love will the Xenos get this year? Anything? I feel it's going to be a very focus on Chaos and Imperial.
There's going to be a lot more. There's going to be more Votann stuff, surely. It's a very light codex. Then again, they did just release a codex, so maybe they won't.
The only thing that I could think of is maybe you get a bit of orcs to go with that, because the Votann hate the orcs.
The grudge.
But even then, like the orcs have already gotten a fair bit of new stuff, so yeah, I get the impression that the Xenos might have a lean year.
I think it'll be an off year.
Do you reckon we might get some weird shit? Like weird Xenos NPCs for boarding action
What,
games?
like Crud or bloody
Like
whatever?
some of the Black Fortress models that they don't use anymore and never came out again. Do you reckon they might get released as like a mission pack thing
Something from
for
Necromunda.
boarding actions?
Yeah.
Some of those big
Because
ones.
like
Maybe.
the boarding actions, they're all about boarding space hulks, and the whole thing that they've been pushing is that they're still full of aliens and weird shit. So maybe there's going to be like some kind of Monstrous Arcana style thing for weird shit on your space hulks.
So I've got, I think Corlex and Joker both said the new Farsight, new Farseer
The
model.
Tau.
Farsight.
Yeah,
Farsight is
I-
Tau, isn't it? Farseer is Eldari. Yeah.
I could see Tau getting some refresh. Definitely more Imperial Guard refresh through the year.
I don't think you will. I think from the initial ones that we've seen, like the Cadian Shock Troops, the new tank, the Rough Riders, I don't think they're going to refresh a Lehman Russ.
Well, I mean, they might, because of the way they've set it up. They've set it up for the regiments to be very modular, haven't they? I haven't actually seen the new codex.
Yeah, so
Because I got the impression it was going to be set up so that they could basically release individual kill team boxes for new regiments and have them slot in.
yeah, that's probably the only way. They might have a kill team of Valhalla or a kill team of these older ones that people say, why can't we play these guys anymore?
Yeah, like they did with the Kriegers and stuff.
Yeah, hey, that again.
They may just become like upgrade sprues or something like that.
I'd be interested to see what they do, because they do have a normal regiment in there and then a Cadian regiment in there. But if they're only bringing out Cadian plastics,
Yeah.
how's anyone run a normal regiment? So
I'm gonna go with Space Marines are gonna get a
hang on.
reef
Let's talk
a
about
new
Xenos. Let's talk about
codex.
Xenos first. I want to come back to Space Marines because I've got a bit of thing here. Corlex is going for Exodus, Tinfoil, and Hope.
Yes, I was about to say, I think I might just reiterate my previous request for Exodites. Bring back Exodites, you cowards.
Looking at the spoiler video, one of the silhouettes looks like Farsight, and when word on the street, it's an Arbite kill team. Yeah, we know about the Arbites because they've been talked about in the boarding rules that you can have Arbite. Inquisitors can run around with Arbites, so I'm very happy about that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even really a prediction that there's going to be Arbites. Like, they just should be there, because they basically said they're going to be.
Yeah. I did the Australian version, the Arbites, right?
Eh? Fucking, just get in, fucking Arbites!
Arbites, mate.
Arbites!
Arbites in my shield,
Fucking-
mate. And I got my mallet.
Mallet.
That's Sergeant Bruce. Sergeant Bruce is bringing his extraction score down.
And his partner Trev.
Partner Trev, assistant, that's Corporal Bruce over there.
And don't forget Dennis.
And Bazza.
Bazza.
I'm not wearing the Bazza shirt. I don't have the Bazza shirt on today. So. All right. You mentioned Space Marines. We know there's a new heavy weapons choice. Sorry, it's not a heavy weapons choice. The new choice looks like a troop choice, so a new one, and a new close combat Dreadnought.
Devastator-ish one.
Redemptive Dreadnought.
Yep.
Yeah, I reckon they've got to have a new codex coming with all of the chapters or something in it.
There will be.
Like,
There'll be a new codex, but I'm intrigued to see what they'll do with it. And I'll be quiet and let you go first.
Where were they talking about the new Close Combat Redemptor? I've missed
It
that
was
one.
on the leaks as a silhouette.
Yeah.
Oh.
And there's
that
been
was,
a few videos about it and stuff.
yeah.
I haven't
So
been looking at
we've got the rules, or the rules I've seen on
Silhouettes.
YouTube.
Yeah.
It's got melters and double fists or talons. I guess it's a bit like an old Blood Angels style.
the old Furioso Dreads.
Furious and Pipe Dread, yeah. And then I guess the new troops are like a Devastator style
launchers.
squad with missile launchers, but they seem to have lots of missile launchers.
Yeah.
From the silhouette, it looks like there's many different missiles, which looks pretty cool.
Are they going to release fucking Primaris Centurions?
That would be awesome.
Oh.
Just put a Primaris helmet on
I
the
think
ones
they're
that are
called
there.
Dreadnoughts.
so what,
Yeah.
did they just put it through the photocopier at like 125%?
Yeah. Well, the old Dreadnoughts you could do as new Centurions. That'd be cool. Get to use your old figures again.
I watched the battle report today and they had Centurions and went, oh, they hurt. Why aren't
Yeah,
I
they're
running
terrible.
those? Oh, they're not Primaris.
Yeah.
And they only move like 4 inches.
I'm still very hopeful for proper Assault Marines with jump packs. Please, I've asked for many years.
Yeah, it feels weird that we don't have jump pack Marines like
I mean, they've got
fight. Yeah, we have the
the
Incept,
shooty ones.
Yeah.
but
I hate
they're
both.
weird. No one likes them.
Except the ones with plasma guns are pretty
And they're
cool
the
now 'cause
worst
they're
models in the new range to assemble. Those fucking flight stands are
Oh, they're
horrible.
terrible.
Oh, they're
They're
terrible. Yeah.
So yes, so I'm very much asking for new assault troops, please. Games Workshop. I know I have converted my. I just like some rules that say I get that one extra attack because I'm Primaris, which is just ditch the firstborn rules. Just let us play Primaris, whatever the scales. You know, come on.
Yeah, so the new, I think it's pretty clear there'll be a new Space Marine book because the new units. They can't bring out new units without a book, right?
Ha 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 ha.
What more? I know I'm going to say there will be a Dante coming out. as
How
well.
long was it between when all the Vanguard stuff came out and the next codex? Like, it was ages.
Yeah. Can't use jump packs down the corridors as a Space Hulk.
No, you
Come on.
can't. You have to actually take them off, apparently. Yeah.
Ah. I was
You can't
going
fly.
to say you could use jet bikes in the 30k one. It just wasn't a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially when it
running
fits.
into the fucking walls.
No.
So-
And
Yeah, go on.
I think there will be a Lord Commander Dante. Will be Primaris. He'll cross the Rubicon finally, and the model I've spent all that time building will be okay.
Valid.
I'll be fine. It'll be valid to use until I get the model. So yes, please
Actually-
do that.
Here's one for you for Space Marines.
Yeah.
I reckon that we're going to see some units legendized
I think you
I
will
think
see
out of Space
more
Marines.
Firstborn being legendized.
Yeah, I think you're right. Very much so, and it's happening more and more.
Yeah.
now.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did it with the scouts and released new Primaris scouts or something
Well, I think
like that.
If they don't
Those scout
legendize
models
them,
are very old.
if they don't
Yep.
legendize them, they're going to make them costly to put into a
Well, they
Into
already
the
made
cost.
them elites again, didn't they?
Scouts are,
Scouts
yeah.
are
Yeah.
elite,
Yeah.
But I'm talking about any firstborn. Like they'll make them cost more to put into your force to encourage you to go Primaris.
Well, I mean, up until the recent point changes, I recall reading that it was more efficient to be running like grav tactical squads than it was to be running intercessors because they had more shots. Like they put out more firepower than intercessors up until fairly recently.
Yeah.
So I have a wish. Hey, can we go into? Can I talk
No,
about a wish?
I want to talk about the Space Marine book because I think that's the
Well,
biggest...
it is kind of Space Marine related. You
Okay.
have one bolt gun. I'm sorry. There's too many. There's this
Oh my
bloody
god!
bolt
yes.
rifles. Well, it's just stupid. Make it a Primaris bolt gun, and the special rule is with the unit type, not with the
The
bolt
gun.
gun.
Yeah.
It is stupid. There's like 15 different bolt guns. And that's not including storm bolters, heavy bolters, everything else under the sun. One bolt gun. Just one. That's all we need. Make it AP -1 and give the special rules.
They've in the 42nd millennium, there is no standards.
As someone who has like 12 intercessor squads with different bolt guns,
Ridiculous. I mean,
it's a lot of different guns.
it's stupid. I mean, the intercessors alone have 3 different types. I mean,
Yeah.
and then you've got your Phobos ones, which have 2 different types. So the one you use, Greg, is different to the one yours ignores cover. Mine,
Yep.
6.
Well, those are
automatically
yet again
red.
though. Those are different types of squads.
Yes.
Infiltrators
Doesn't
have
matter.
one type of
Incursors.
gun,
Yeah.
and incursors have the other type of gun.
Yeah, so exactly. Make it a bolt gun, but the special rule is on the unit, not on the bolt gun.
Yeah, so
Make
this
it
unit
like
has
special
keen sight,
ammo type
range,
thing.
cover
Yeah,
save,
yeah,
things like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the problem is that then you still got models with different bolt guns. Like there's those two. If they did change the guns to look the same, the 2 units would be the same.
I don't know how you think that, but I'm just sick of all the rules. I mean, it's just insane. There's
Oh, look,
3
I
pages
still
of bloody gun
remember
rules.
8th edition. We remembered our guns when we're playing very easily, and I found, like, especially last year, having to look up weapons a lot more
Yeah.
than usual.
Yeah.
Mind you, I
Yeah.
was playing 5 different armies, so that
Armies.
didn't help.
Yeah, but there is almost like 3.5 pages of weapons in the Space Marines
Yeah.
Codex.
So,
There's
what
a
are
lot
they
of-
to do with the factions of the Marines?
I think it'll still be supplements.
Do you?
I-
Because there haven't been any supplements. For
I think it'll get
Ultramarines,
rolled into
Salamanders,
one codex.
Imperial Fists.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
look-
there should only be supplements for ones who are like distinct. Like, you know, your Blood Angels, your Dark Angels, your Space Wolves. Salamanders are just Codex Marines who like fire.
Yeah. And we deserve their own book. Burn the book.
Just-
Hang on.
Let's put their characters back in the main book.
Let's stop killing them off. We only got 2 left. Vulcan being turned into Primarch, so would be nice. That's Vulcan Hestan, not Vulcan the Primarch, of course.
Bit of a downgrade.
yeah. So I'd like to see that. That'd be nice. That's part of the wish. But that's the prediction that the firstborns will be getting to a point that you just can't use them because they're either too expensive or they're just not worth. And that would be their phasing out. And 10th Ed, this will be the last time we see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely making more of the Firstborn characters into Primaris
Yeah.
Yep.
It's once
because
that's done.
people aren't using them.
No. I still use Devastators because I actually think they still work with multi-melters, rocket launchers.
They're one of the
Devastators.
few firstborn options that are genuinely still awesome.
Well, I've made Primaris versions of all the Assault Marines, but they're still using Firstborn rules because it's the only way I can get jump packs. But and in our upcoming 1,000-point battle, it'll be a pure jumpy force. So it's gonna be fun.
Right. We'll move away from the Space Marines. I think we've covered that. Any other predictions from the audience regarding the Space Marines? Excuse me. Given the new Legion
Tax-
Marines, Tech Marines going wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. I don't think there's much of a cost difference between the Tech Marines and the Intercessors, and I think you'll see Intercessors go down further. I mean, they're so cheap now. It's crazy with the new points value.
I think Terminators will probably be on the chopping block too.
See, and I think that's the one unit that will be the most missed because they're so iconic. And Thunderhammers
Yeah.
and Storm Shields is still so cool.
I think there's
Either
a-
that or they'll get touched up and they'll be like a Primaris version.
I think there'll be a Primaris version. I've no doubt about it.
But isn't that what the aggressors are meant to be?
They don't cut it. They're not close. Sorry.
You don't like
They
it?
have
I
assault
mean,
cannon. I
Blade
love the
Guard.
models, they're just not
Blade
good
Guard
at
are basically
Yeah,
your
Blade Guard and
Terminators.
their Terminators. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one I meant to say. Sorry.
it. No, they don't have assault cannons and.
So you need a
And
shooting
cyclone
version
missile
of the Blade
launches.
Guard.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, that's what aggressors are.
But they don't have assault cannons or storm bolters. Or... Sorry, they're too iconic. I think they've got
Yeah,
to bring them
I
back.
think it's if they got rid of that, there'd be a lot
I
of
don't-
uproar.
And I'm really wondering what they're going to do with the Land Raider because
Again,
in terms of
another
a
icon.
very iconic model. And if they just made it so you could put Primaris into it, everyone would use it. Everyone
Yeah.
loves it.
I mean, if you can
Beamer?
fit Terminators in there, you can fit Primaris in there.
I feel like some of this is why they've brought Heresy into plastic, so that they can go, oh well, yes, those are Heresy now. These plastic Firstborn kits are for Heresy now.
That's a good prediction. Yeah.
And they can start leaning into less Firstborn.
How much is Heresy? I love those models.
Alright, okay. Moving on, because we'll get stuck on Space Marines and we don't really care about them in the end. Come on.
Yes, we do.
What have I got down here? Alright, so I've got a prediction that we might be headed down towards detachment madness like Seventh Edge was. Looking at the Arcs of Omens, where it's basically a free-for-all.
It's great. It's fun building lists, but not take, like, you don't have to take troops.
No.
You can go full elite. You can go full jumpy,
Yeah.
which is kind of fun.
I like the idea of them going like, hey, we're going to have all kinds of cool detachments. You can do fun stuff. I don't like the idea of them removing the troop tax in terms of like, what is that going to do to competitive 40k? Like, oof.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be like 6 Storm Ravens all over again.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely one of those. They want it as intended, but it won't be. It will be as written. It will be abused.
Yeah, and I suspect that there might be FAQs incoming very quickly.
Yeah. So, if you're not aware of the new Arc of Omens detachment, Anthony's going to tell us all about it.
So, Arcs of Omen detachment. You can take up to 4 HQ. You have to specify whether you're going. You have to take extra troops, extra elites, or extra fast attacks. But really, you can fill a 2,000 point force with all elites. So you could do full Terminator force with 4 HQs. You can run, under the rules, you can't run a Death Company captain, for example, and a normal captain, because they are allowed now. So there's a lot of flexibility in building. I think it's going to be problematic. I can't believe they've done it for tournaments. I mean, crikey, in a free-for-all fun game, yeah, that's great, but tournaments is going to be insane. There's going to be so many different ways of manipulating those rules.
And I want to say the first Astra Militarum player to fill the 16-slot troop choices.
Just a giant pile of Cadians, like, click, click, let's go!
That's a lot of bayonets.
I only really got to look at it this afternoon when I got
Sadly,
home.
my Lasgun's in the other
updated
room.
on Battle Scribes, but I can very easily fill a full jumpy force, or you can just. And now Devastator Doctrine, you can stay in Devastator Doctrine if you're a Space Marine, which I think
I'm
is ridiculous.
surprised they went back to that. Like, they took that off us because it was too good.
Yeah.
And now they're like, yeah, we've decided to revert that change. You can have it back.
Yeah, because that was one of the things I hated with 7th Ed, is those detachments got so crazy out of control. I just went, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's madness.
And I thought, all right, cool. Now we're back to what it should be. Here's your core troops. Build from that.
Yeah,
but you no longer got that core tax.
I think you have to have those core troops, and I actually quite like taking the core troops.
So
good.
Yeah.
So,
well, we tend to have a bit of fluff behind our army lists as well. So
yeah, but they are still objective secured, which a lot of other forces aren't entirely. So that's the benefit of taking them.
Take core rule off them. Off all the others.
You can take a Lord of War in there without a tax. You can build a Lord of War force now, which doesn't need a HQ, Lord of War, all that type of stuff.
Which feels weird, rolling Lords of War in a boarding action.
Yeah, because don't they have people for that?
No, I could see Gilliman jumping into something.
If I was Bobby G, I'd be like, no, I've got hundreds of you guys. You guys pile in and board. You tell me.
Bobby G will be like, no, I remember that time in the Heresy when I ended up on the outside of the spaceship. I don't want to do that again.
Exactly. He's got underlings for that. He's the freaking regent of the Empire. Like, come on. He's got people for boarding actions. He doesn't have to go himself.
Corlex, you are right. The new detachment does allow for me to have a very large White Scar army all on bikes. Because if people have listened to the last episode, I did mention that the White Scars will be my next force that I will build.
Very nice.
Painting a lot of white, that's a decision you're making.
It's true. I've just been there's some talk about, someone's asked online, how do I paint a lot of white scars? And everyone's gone, easy, use grey.
Yeah.
That's how you paint white. Use grey. Mind you, the
Yep.
white contrast paint is pretty impressive. I was quite surprised how well that works.
Yeah, you use grey and then dry brush it white.
Essentially, yeah.
I've done a little bit of white painting. It's never turned out like it should.
I did
that's my
Stormtroopers, and
apothecary.
they came out brilliantly. And then I did an apothecary. I went, oh, what did I do there?
Yeah.
Like my apothecary I painted this year. He's probably going to be my entry in the single model. He came out pretty well.
So,
Like I think he looks good.
I did white on my stern guard many moons ago, and I found that it looked like arse when I painted it white until I hit it with like Nuln oil, which then turned it grey, at which point it was a good white.
You hit it with that dry brush white around the edge.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
that's kind of what I did. I painted it like Celestin grey,
Yeah.
null oiled it, and then went over it again with the Celestin grey.
Yeah.
But I didn't dry brush it. I went in and layer painted on it.
I'm just looking at what other predictions I got down. Detachment Madness, absolutely. 10th ever talked about.
Okay.
Here you go. It's going to be another year of poor shit on Warhammer Plus.
I've cancelled my subscription now, so didn't get any feedback.
Were
from
you
them.
were you able to actually do that without contacting customer support?
No, I've never had feedback from them either. But anyway,
I
moving right along.
gave them some feedback regarding the points drops happened. It's a week later, and Battlescribe is now updated. I didn't tell them that, but you still haven't updated your app, and you want me to pay money for it. And they said they'll get back to me within 4 days. I haven't heard back.
That is just unforgivably bad.
Yes.
Like that they're not up that because you're paying for their app. It should not be shit.
Yep. Absolutely. I actually started getting to the point I was using the Battleforge instead of Battlescribe. Going, okay, cool. This is all right. Can't do any legendized characters and stuff, but I knew the points were going to be accurate. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Now the free product people make in their spare time is better than the paid app.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Speaking of the points values, did anyone notice that the Votan models, right? Almost every single model in the army went up in cost,
Yeah, it's good.
except the Brokir Thunderkin, who went back to their original codex cost.
There you go.
Every other model went up, but they went down,
Fair enough.
and they went back to exactly what they used to be when the codex came out.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, I think the Warhammer Plus will still be shit. Not enough content to.
Here's my
subscription.
prediction that power creep will still be real.
No!
Yeah.
Groundbreaking. Write that one down, Michael.
Yeah, the power creep will continue until morale improves.
And we'll still get dribs and drabs releases.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, any other predictions, and then we can go into what we would like to see. No more predictions, viewers. Any more
good.
predictions? No. All right. We'll go into now what we would like to see. I think we also spoke Dark Mechanicum. Would be predicting that part of the
I think
Dark
that might be
Omens.
Yeah, you said that you think there'll be a Dark
Yeah.
Mechanicum codex.
Book 3 is about what's his
Dark
name?
Mechanicum. Yeah.
Fish
There's
face?
Vashdor.
So they have to-
Vashdor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vagidor.
So yeah, there'll have to be a codex with that because there's not any rules in those books in terms.
It is the perfect time to
Yeah.
finally do Dark Mechanicus when
Well,
they're making a
that's-
fucking Dark Mechanicus god.
God, exactly right.
yeah.
So
Like-
that's a prediction, I think.
Yeah.
Wish list Imperial Agents, for crying out loud, get a codex. Oh my god, with
And a
the
good one. please.
Arbite, Struth Mate, the Inquisition,
Yeah,
the
like-
Assassins. Put them all in there, and as you said, a good one. Imperial Inquisitors should be good.
And
To put on the
Inquisitor is
table
still-
you want to, and with
I
the
would like
boarding
to-
action. Oh my god,
Yeah,
that's such a good time.
It would be great to see Inquisitors be good, but not so good they become an auto-include in every army like they were that one time.
No,
Mm.
no, not that far.
Legion of the Damned. That's what I want.
Once more.
Assault
It's
troops
going to be
jump
on
back.
every list. I'm just putting it out there.
Assault
So
troops
I've actually
jump
got
back.
two on my wish list. It's the Imperial Agents and a working Warhammer Plus app.
And here's another one: a non-bullshit loyalist Primarch.
So who would that be?
ideally one that's alive and just on gap year.
Yeah.
So like
Vulcan's missing,
the
Khan's
lion
in the warp.
or the wolf, or you could do Rogel Dawn, but he better be missing that fucking hand. As I said, all those ones that are on gap year,
Ooh.
Yeah,
any of them could come back, but it better not be fucking Sanguinius or Ferrus Manus.
Rogel Dawn comes back with Ferrus Manus's hand or some dumb shit.
Instead of a hand. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, a non-bullshit Primarch.
I could cope with Sanguinius coming back, I must admit.
I know,
I'd like to see
you could
Vulcan,
cut with
of
it,
course.
but it would still be bullshit.
I agree, it'd be bullshit. He's well dead.
Yeah. It should be the fucking lion. Like, there's...
Yeah, okay. The
He's there. They know where he is. He's in the rock. He's asleep. All they have to do is fucking set his alarm clock.
Yeah, they've been mentioning over and over in the lore, yeah, he's asleep and he's going to wake up when the Imperium's in trouble. Buddy, it's in trouble!
Book 4,
Like...
Dark Angels,
Vulcan.
Alan Wake. That's
Yeah,
what
like,
happened.
since-
Vulcan,
since-
absolutely, they find him. Hey, we found him.
Yeah, since that
what's his face?
1993 codex, they've been
Yeah.
harping on about how he will return in the Imperium's time of need because he's having a nap. You know? He needs to just wake up and,
He's-
like,
They
Luther
should
has
rename
escaped,
him Jeff.
like, you know, Luther escaped, fucking old mate has been running around, Cypher, like, all kinds of bullshit is going down. Azrael just became super buff. It's the time.
I really hope the Watchers in the Dark are turning him every so often. He's going to get terrible
Yeah.
bed sores. He's been asleep a long, long
Sleep
time.
through
He's going to
that.
wake up. His first model, he's going to be like leaning on his tactical rock,
Oh
and he'll
my
have
god,
like
this rock.
some Panadol and a coffee.
There's another prediction.
Primarch
More tactical
rehab.
rocks.
He's like, I've been asleep for ages. Shut the fuck up.
What did
one
I drink last night?
From winning the heresy, you know, like
My back is so sore from carrying the rest of the Imperium in the heresy.
Oh.
Corlex just says, nah, sleep through Abaddon.
Yeah, probably will.
Yeah,
But,
it's not a prize, it's not worth my time.
yeah.
I do like the history. I listened to the lore of Abaddon and I learnt more about it, that he does not want to be a demon prince. He gets, nah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
They've
It works out well.
they've made Abaddon a lot cooler than he used to be.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, wish list. That's what we're talking about. I would look, wish list. Obviously, I'd love to see Vulcan come back, but I don't see that's happening. I would like to see the characters Hestan to be Primaris. What is it called? The Rubicon?
Rubicon Primaris.
Yeah. Probably not smart to be a demon prince. Yeah, probably not. It's probably not. Look, Agron looks like he's wearing it well.
Yeah, doesn't always go well.
Well, it worked. It worked great for Morty.
He gets to hang out there. What else? Go on. Wish list. Anthony, what do you want to see? I know you want to see Promos jump units.
Yep, I do. I'd really like to see Primaris Terminators, but I don't think that's going to happen somehow. I'm just thinking my other forces. I don't know. Custodians, I think, are fine. Grey Knights are pretty good. I really hope they
You don't want Primaris? You don't want Primaris Grey Knights?
No, I just don't want to build a whole new force again and they're paying ready to roll. So for me, they'd just bring out models and I'll be like, oh my god, they're awesome. I have to ditch everything and start again. I don't want to do that. I leave them how they are for now, thank you. What else have I got? Tempestus, some new Tempestus rules wouldn't go astray. I must admit, I'm really disappointed with how they've worked out.
Yeah, you're in the same boat with me with my Catachan. They're no longer Catachan, and you're no longer Tempestus.
They're kind of boring. I don't know. I'm really. I mean, we had about 6 different versions in one of those books that were released a few years ago, and it was nice. It gave them a bit of flavour, and you know, you had your own stratagems and stuff like that. It's just not there anymore.
No, they've been taken over by the Karskins and the Cadian. For considering they don't have a planet, there's a bloody lot of units.
So,
Oh, look, there's
so I was going to say, if the Stormtroopers, Inquisitor Stormtroopers work out, and they've got hotshot laser scanners, and they can still have Taurus Primes, I'll be happy. Okay, you can make me happy.
Well, yeah, like Inquisitorial Stormtroopers were basically what Scions were originally.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Like-
And, so I'm hoping they might come back in the flavour of the new a new codex along the way, because they haven't actually had stormtroopers for yonks.
Yeah,
Always had to rely on other forces. So it'd be nice to see them come back. Give them Taurus Primes. GW, I'll be very happy and I won't complain again. Okay.
Ooh, start the
well, there's going to be isn't there a Kassakan kill team that's supposed to be coming out? I assume they'll have rules to drop in as a regiment in a
They are in the book.
Militarum unit. Oh, they are in the book?
Yeah.
I said I haven't read it.
So if you like Cadians, you're covered with this book.
Yeah. Oh, I fucking love Cadians.
Well, sorry.
I've actually got a couple of units of Kassakan that I haven't built.
Yeah.
Of the old metal ones.
Everything in here is basically Cadian. It's so shit. Cadian Command Squad. There you go.
But like I was saying, man, like Cadians have lore-wise been a significant portion of the Militarum for a long time. Like they're always like, yeah, Cadians are what most regiments are anyway, because they're Cadians or they're descendants of Cadians or they have the same equipment as Cadians.
It's a bit like Ultramarines, really.
That's why there's so many of them still
yeah,
out
they're
there.
the Ultramarines with the Astra Militarum, I know.
Yeah.
I did see someone post up, but what would happen if was it Angron? And it landed on Catachan instead of where he was. It would have been
He would have gotten a fight with one of those exploding
He'd
frogs.
have a really big knife.
yeah,
That'd be cool.
that would have been cool. I'm going, I love it. I love that idea.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Kind of other wish list. Come on, we've got a whole year. There must be more that you want to see from GW. Don't tease us.
Oh, yeah, don't tease us.
Well,
Don't rort us with prices.
the prices are what they are. It's
yeah,
just,
yeah. We know what we've got ourselves into.
We really do. And look, that's essentially why I didn't hobby as much last year. And it wasn't until December where I went absolutely mad. But I was painting what I had. Look, the bolt gun things would be a wish list, but it's highly unlikely.
I hope they bring up more of these combat boxes, like the ones that make sense. I like the themed ones they brought out, the Salamanders and Imperial Fist, because you go, that makes sense. It's a good themed one, so I'd like to see more of that. And useful units in there.
And Dark Angels and Blood Angels are mysteriously missing from those so far, so it'd be interesting to see.
Maybe even fleshing out some of those armies that they unveiled with fanfare and then gave you like 4 units and then never really did much else with.
There are female Eldar.
What?
Sorry, yeah, you can get female Guardians, can't you?
Yeah, pretty sure
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah. Sorry, Corlex has just posted up.
Yeah.
You see female Tharses in Dawn of War. What? No, female Eldar
Michael's
Beyond
got one.
Banshees. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's a female
yeah.
guardian.
There's female Guardians. You can get- yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So
Oh,
there
wait,
you go,
yeah,
Corlex. You can.
Then again, like male
Yeah.
and female guardians don't look very different.
No,
No,
when
they
they're
can't-
splattered from a bolt shell.
But one that comes to mind is Custodes. Is that they've got very few actual units that aren't
Good.
from Forge World.
Well,
Well,
yeah, like they've got a whole second range of stuff that isn't
Yeah.
included in their 40k codex.
So, wasn't there a big change with the Forge World that it's now becoming a part of the GW as opposed to a separate entity?
I don't know.
Yeah,
They've
really
made
about that.
noises about something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we might see
I don't
some of
know.
that range.
But
I mean, it's a bit
previously, they were like talking up how Forge World was the home of all the specialist games. So if they do that, then what the fuck is going on? Like, then again, they keep releasing the plastic stuff for the specialist games through Games Workshop and
Yeah.
continuing to release the resin stuff through Forge World. So who knows?
It'd be nice to see some of the custodies, as Mark said, from Forge World as plastic.
Yeah. Like they're doing with Heresy, like refreshing the Heresy line in plastic.
It wasn't. Look, I might be talking out of turn, but I thought Forge World was going to go down the path of Heresy and leave 40k behind. Is that
Well,
one
I
of the
mean,
reasons?
that was kind of
Maybe that's
where
what it is.
what
That they're
was
not
happening
doing 40k
until
anymore.
they started pulling all of the other stuff in there because they've
Yeah.
been releasing. I haven't seen them release a 40k model in a
No.
while.
Yeah, so
Right.
maybe that
Um,
was the rumor that they're no
Yeah.
longer doing 40k and only sticking to
Harrison stuff.
yeah.
Well, and specialist stuff because they're still releasing new Blood Bowl stuff, new Necromunda stuff. Like,
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Look, don't know, can't recall.
Don't.
I just remember seeing something going, oh, that's interesting. I didn't take any more note than that. Alright, no more wish list. Sounds like it's pretty boring. Alright, what are your goals this year, Mark? You've had 4 models you needed to paint last year, and you got half of one done. What's your goal this year? Half.
The same 4 models.
And get some games
That's-
in, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Definitely get some games in. Hopefully, the boy will take less looking after over the course of this year, and I can actually get away for a weekend.
Baby Cage, you'll be fine.
No, that won't be fine. That won't be fine. But 4 models. 4 models. Finish off my needs. Maybe buy something new.
Ooh.
Ooh.
New army or new nids?
He's got to play
I
something
don't know.
first.
I don't know. I have been eyeing off custodes
Ooh.
because they fit in with my painting style of rarely, if ever.
because it's a small army.
Small model count, yeah.
But I have been eyeing off a bunch of new bugs to go with my nids,
Nice.
and I don't feel I'm quite done with the nids yet. Usually don't get there until I'm at about 4,000 points, and that's going to take a hell of a long time.
Episode 162.
But
I'm
I
almost
just keep
there.
slashing the points. I thought I had 2,000 points, and now it's like 1,500, and
Nice.
But the goal is really just to be able to get more time in for hobby, basically.
Yeah. Fair enough. What about you, Anthony?
So I've started investigating a more shooty army and what that might look like. All my forces.
Imperial Force or
Well, no, I don't really want to go Imperial. A Dark Mechanicus force later on down the line might be. I did look at Mechanicus, but they're still not quite cutting it for me, and I don't like the vehicles much. So, yeah, I'm thinking about it in a more shooty army. It's become a shooting game again for a while, and all my forces are fairly close combat type forces.
To world.
You're not going to go Tau, are you?
No, well, look, I love Tau. I love the figures. I think they're brilliant. So they're high on the list, actually, at the moment. More games this year. I had the most ever I had last year, but I want to try and get a couple of months at this stage. So, Adam, if you're listening at all, I'm available if you need someone to play for this month. I'm going to, with the completion of the Sanguinor, the model you put up before, I'll be putting the pin into the Blood Angels until I see what happens with releases. Won't be adding anything to them. I was going to go down the path of adding the heavy Gravis type intercessors and stuff like that, doing a little Gravis force for them. But no, I'm not sold on those. They don't really work for me. So yeah, and look, just trying to develop my hobby a lot more. I've started using green stuff a lot more conversions and stuff like that, and just trying to just get into it. I did say I was going to get a spray gun painting
airbrush.
airbrush at some stage. I haven't done it. I don't think I will. So look, just keep working just the way up in painting. I also got my daughter's sisters to paint and get that going, and we're going to try and get that up to about 1,000 points, and we'll get some games happening. So that's a hobby goal that I have to work on. It costs me more money that takes me away from my hobbies. She's not buying them. But waiting for the Imperium magazines to come out, and I'll buy them as they come in. Or there we go.
Yeah, it's been a handy magazine.
Yeah. But that's me.
Michael, do you want to go next, or do you want me to go next?
Yeah, like my goals are kind of finish painting my fourth company, because I'm like 3 squads off that right now. Then start painting squats, get all my squats painted, play some fucking games, and clear more hobby space so I can play more games with my kids.
Nice.
Because like my son's been learning to paint his Death Guard,
Yeah, same.
and my youngest has expressed an interest in painting the Necrons that have been showing up with the new magazines. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get them playing and play them, and that should be cool.
Cool. Yeah, the magazine's been quite useful building that force. You'll end up with 2,200 points of Necrons.
Yeah, plus like the fucking weird croissant fighter things that he made me get him.
And you get Bobby G as well in the magazine. It's crazy.
Oh, really?
I don't need a second Bobby G though.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it. If only I knew someone who plays Ultramarines and would like it.
Just get some green stuff. You can
No,
make him
I
chaos.
thought about because I've seen a lot of people use the Vulcan Forge World model as the character Dreadnought for the Salamanders. So I thought, maybe I'll do something like that with Bobby G. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. But my hobby this year is finish off the Thousand Suns. I think I got about, because I picked up the Thousand Sun Christmas box. So that plus a couple of things I've picked up. Well, I say picked up, but somebody's kindly enough used their machine to provide me with certain units. Will give me about 2,500 points of Thousand Suns. So I'll see how that goes. I still need to finish 2 more War Dogs and at least 1 more Chaos Knight to get that to a point that I'll be happy with. And I said White Scars. So that's for the Imperial magazine. I'll be using them for the start of the White Scars. But the Arcs of Omen does allow me to have a lot more bikes than was originally planned. So that may change. But that probably won't start till after mid-year. So I've still got a lot of grey stuff up there. People are listening. I'm pointing. And so,
Could be worse, man. Could be worse. My White Scars aren't even built. I've got like a small army of them. Firstborn White Scars. That's how long I've had those.
yeah, so my White Scars will not be any firstborn. I've still got some grey normal Marines. I can make them white. No, they'll be Primaris only.
Yeah, certain priors. Yep.
So no normal bikes will be only Outriders. But there'll be
Fair enough.
some Land Speeders, the new ones. And
Yeah, the Storm Speeders.
Yeah.
And the attack vehicle, whatever it is, the ATV.
Yep. Also want to be filming more games here on the Twitch channel. I've got one this Wednesday, in fact. People listen to the podcast later, it won't make any sense. But this Wednesday, we've got Salamanders versus Harlequins. Don't miss out. And I've got to try and get back to some consistency with the Tuesday, Thursday hobby nights. With the studying, I haven't quite worked out getting that consistency at the moment, so I apologise to all the regular viewers. It's been a fun. But yeah, Harlequins, Salamanders on Wednesday. And just want to do more with the RLG, get it back up and running to where it should be. I think last year I got distracted by a bit, but towards the end of the year we started adding more content to our YouTube page. And actually got to have a game running that wasn't me. It was Adam and Anthony, so I just sat in the background and laughed at them. So I'd like to have more of that as well. And so I'll host, but I won't play. Because not everybody wants to see me. I know, it's hard to believe. Yeah. So
Teach me how to use it. Teach me how to use the system, and I can do it as well.
It's just buttons, man. Just press the buttons, dude.
I can't do it.
Well, it could be worse. I could allow Adam to do the maths.
Don't press that button. Never press that button.
Don't do it. You shut down the whole internet. Yeah, it's good. Oh, that is before the game we played the other week, the Christmas battle, I think it was. Yeah, my wife did come in. I think I've just turned off the internet.
Yeah, that's right.
Just before we started to go live.
It's coming back. It's coming back.
Yeah. All right, so that's my plan. Is just get stuff done. I don't really want to buy more stuff until I've got stuff done. I know every hobbyist says that, but I'm going to try and hold myself to it.
I don't say that.
It's an excellent place to be.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have the struggle with painting Firstborn Marines. I don't know if I really want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll be gone.
Yeah. So they'd probably just, go walk about instead. Or,
I mean,
here, kids, paint those.
yeah, like I have a similar problem in that I have so many old tactical marines still on the sprues. And I have a similar problem with old Cadians still on the sprues. I've probably got like 50 or 60 old Cadians unbuilt, just in sprues in a box.
Yeah, but you can still use them.
Yeah, you can also still use Firstborn. But,
They're so short.
Yeah. See. There's your that expression on your face of horror.
yeah.
And
Or
disgust
Yeah.
is
There's the rub.
is exactly where someone with 50 Cadians on the sprue is sort of
No,
thinking.
because the Cadians are still actually more valid now because you can only play Cadian.
I was going to say, did we have white shields again in the codex? I haven't looked at it.
No.
Because I was going to build them as white shields.
No, there are no white shields. There are no
Lame.
conscripts. Nothing.
Lame.
But you know what? They did legendize Rough Riders, and they're back.
That is true. Rough Riders did return.
On the horse they rode in. Yep. Cool, folks. All right, so quickly, our predictions are 10th ed. We've got a variation of when we think that will happen. We do agree that it will. We've got mid-year. We've got September, October. We've got November, December. We've got good luck this year, be next year. Yep. We feel that the book 4, Arc Omens, will probably rotate around the Dark Angels, and that may be when we see a line appear.
Bruh.
Yeah. I think majority of us sort of had that idea.
Yep.
Dark Mechanicum looks like a possibility with Vajdor.
Yeah.
Yep. Close enough. Yeah. You wrote all these down, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Detachment Madness. Oh, I think it is. I think you guys.
It does feel like we are fast approaching Detachment Madness again.
Yeah.
That's also why it looks like maybe they need to do a new edition, because things are starting to pile up.
Yeah. 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 We all would like to see an Imperial Agents book, a proper one, not a White Dwarf magazine effort, and actually make Inquisitors attractive to use.
As
Yes,
good
I
as
just
Inquisitor
said
Power
Market.
creep will continue.
Power creep will continue. Prices will go up. Warhammer app will still be shit. Did we cover everything?
Games Workshop will continue to whip us while screaming, "At least I'm not Hasbro."
Hasbro wishes their GW.
I think they kind of do.
Yeah. Look, normally we'd say, well, the next 5 codex is coming out, but there's really not much to go. It's
No
still
one fucking
leaders.
knows. Yeah, it's just a mess.
Yeah, so you can pre-order the Astra Militarum this weekend because it's official release. World Eaters, and then it's the Dark Omens. No, that's a really good book, but that's not what I'm talking about. Arc of Omens will be dictating what happens next. Good. Anything else, folks? Then we go. Oh, and who won last year's comp? Oh, no.
Gregory did.
Oh, thank you.
By 3 points.
Like,
Why
I'm
do-
sorry, could you say that just a tiny bit louder?
I think we should do it. What I think we need to do is another slow grow.
Oh,
I'd be down
God.
for that. Yeah, I'd be down for that. Be good.
It might be the way I get the white scars up.
It would be very slow, and there might be like, can I put sprues down on the table?
It's
I've got all these
yours is
Votan
not a
I
slow
need to
growth,
paint
to slow
now.
death. All right, so I do want to
Actually-
point out that because it is the new year, we have this week for the RLG group to put in their entries for best painted for 2022. And once those all entries are there, if I do this, you should start seeing some entries. Yep. once those entries are there, we are inviting all of our listeners and viewers to vote on what you believe the best painted character, best painted squad, and best painted large. It is a tight contest. Last year was amazing. The work that's... I really enjoy this competition because I think it's made everyone really improve how they're going with their painting. I know Bellacore from Adam won last year. A Flesh Terror Sergeant from Nathan got the individual character, and I got squad for the Salamander Blade Guard. But it's really, look at that. I mean, look at these models. These are beautiful. These are the entries, and there's more to come, isn't there, Michael?
I mean, mine aren't going to win because my painting hasn't improved this year.
I actually don't think mine has either. So get him in.
I've just been knocking out bulk models. Like I don't even have any really good characters this year.
Do it.
Yeah,
Just put 'em
I'm
in.
still gonna do it.
Yeah, you better.
I'm just looking at my models, going, yeah, they're pretty good, but they're not.
But everyone's their own harshest critic.
Yeah, but unlike everyone else, I'm right.
So, I believe the voting will open in the last week of January. Please keep an eye out on our Facebook page, our Discord page, and probably Twitter. And we'll give you the links to show you how you can vote. And you want to vote for all the ones that I did. No subtlety there. And then we will announce the winners in February at a pub. Because that's how we do it.
It is how we do it.
Yeah.
Very much looking forward to a steak.
I'm looking forward to that cold pork pie.
Ooh.
No.
Oh,
I
yeah.
heard that last time. I went, no. First I had a pork pie. I didn't realise that's how it comes. I went, no. What have I done?
I discovered that our local Woolworth sells those, like almost the exact same cold pork pies they have there.
They probably are the same, just for the high price tag.
Well, no, yeah, it's because there's a local bakery that makes them, and occasionally the local Woolworth stocks them from that bakery.
Fair enough.
It's a very hit or miss thing, but I was very excited when I found that.
All right, let's get out of here. It's almost it's a longer episode than normal, but we were excited about a new year. All right, so I guess we need to talk about our socials because Mark's all over them.
That's a good one.
Anthony, what about your Instagram? Where can we find this 600 like Blood Angel posting?
Bulldust 40k. Please come along and have a look.
You can find my Instagram at redbellyblack. The other two don't have Instagram, but the YouTube channel, Michael, what's that?
It's RLG Real Loud Gamers, unless you changed it.
No, I haven't. Just to mess with you, I'm going to change it.
Just to fuck with them.
What about the Facebook page, Mark? You can get this one. You can.
RLG 40k.
Yeah, look at that. All over it. What else we need to know? Twitch, of course. You can watch me on Red Belly Twitch. Yeah. As I said, Tuesday, Thursdays, normal hobby nights, and we do have a game on Wednesday streamed as well. Any other socials we're going to get covered? Wobbly Player Syndrome, of course. You can listen to any place where a podcast is done, including Spotify, whatever the Apple version is, and stuff like that. Google, yeah, you'll find us. Number 8 in the world. It's true. I saw it. I wrote it down myself.
My mom thinks I'm cool.
And please welcome to the family, the RLG family, Elephant Seal on Twitch. You can catch him playing, I believe he's doing a lot of Overwatch at the moment. And of course, Rollers Board Games, who's been a long time help and support for our podcast and our channel with all the imagery you see from the Wobbly Players Syndrome icons, the RLG. They created those for us. They also now have their own Twitch channel, so do check out them as well. I think I'm done.
And that reminds me,
Yeah,
if you're gonna do like gaming nights again,
Yeah.
and you play some Dark Tide, I'm totally keen for that.
Yep.
I don't know if anyone else has Dark Tide. Oh,
I've been meaning to
really?
buy that.
Oh, that sucks, man.
There's no reasons for it not to, but it still crashes.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So I have to
Not
play it
that
on my son's machine, who's now got a brand new 32-inch curved screen. And I said, if I have to.
Go to bed.
Yeah. Gotta get school holidays finished. Come on.
I'm sorry, I just have to buy a new gaming PC. It's a work expense, honey.
I have looked. I cannot convince that one. Yeah. All right, folks, we're going to get out of here. As I said, you can catch me on Twitch Tuesday, Thursdays. And you can follow us on the Facebook page we talked about, the YouTube page we talked about, and other places we probably talked about or should have talked about. So I'm going to say goodnight. Anthony's going to say goodnight.
Good night.
Mark's going to say goodnight.
Bye, everybody.
And thank gosh we got someone who can actually do a proper sign out. Radio Mike, take it away.
So, what does the new year hold? Nobody knows! Well, actually, we do know one thing. You can join us next month for more Wobbly Player Syndrome!